Overflowing with the power he had only dreamt of, Steve Trevor can only do one thing: follow the order from the woman who enslaved him. Grail. Kill her. Kill all of them. Steve Trevor charges directly at Wonder Woman. He has no control of his body, but at least he can still warn his friends. Diana, you need to stop me. Grail wastes no time and directly charges towards the God of Knowledge, but Mr. Miracle distracts the daughter of Darkseid while the Green Lantern Corps imprisons her. It will take more than a cage construct to hold her down. Meanwhile, Trevor continues his assault on Wonder Woman, but at the same time, he pleads to the princess to take his life. But Diana has faith in this man. Steve Trevor has a kind heart, something that the anti-life equation will not take away. Luthor found an opening to throw his chains around Trevor's neck, but Superman intervenes. The Man of Steel will not allow another death from the hands of Lex Luthor. Well, the billionaire is still the new god of apocalypse. He erupts in Omega energy and declares that he will again save this world by himself. During all this chaos, no one notices the crime syndicate. The grid suggests for their immediate departure before bodies start dropping. But Superwoman ignores her cybernetic friend. Her baby is born, and salvation is near. Shazam! Lightning strikes down and brings Superman and Luthor to their knees. Superwoman states that her boy, the son of Alexander Luthor, like his father before him, is able to absorb all energy, even that of the gods. This boy will become the most powerful being in the universe, in any universe, and he will destroy anyone who stands in his... Superwoman talked too much. Blah blah blah. Grail used her time well and removed one of her opponents from the battlefield. The daughter of Myrina found an opportunity through adversity. She isn't going to kill the baby. She is going to use it. Shazam! Grail attempted to absorb the Flash's god power with the child, but it wasn't a power that took possession of Barry. It was a sentient entity. The Black Racer has been separated from his host, and it isn't very happy. But Grail is again one step ahead. She knows that the Racer will not leave till someone dies. The entity turns towards its one true target. Barry taps into the Speed Force for power. He needs to outrun death once again. Power Ring begins the evacuation plan, but the grid is held back by Shazam. Shazam won't be a problem anymore. But inside the mind of Power Ring, Jessica Cruz and Cyborg can see that their friend, Barry Allen, is in trouble. Cyborg found a way to give Jessica control over the body, but it will only be for a second. Barry cannot outrun death, so Jessica gives Cyborg the okay. Power Ring loses control over the body. Jessica is back in the driver's seat. It wasn't fear that gave her purpose. It was courage. Jessica Cruz saved the Scarlet Speedster. A life has been taken. The Black Racer is done here. The League regroups. They have lost another member and Luthor has been reverted back to his human form after being attacked by Superwoman's baby. The daughter of Darkseid is not finished. She will have her war. Grail sends her weapon to take out the Green Lantern Corps while she engages the Justice League. The Mobius chair informs Batman that Grail was wrong about Steve Trevor being the first man who stepped foot onto Themyscira. That's why Steve was able to resist. He wasn't the first. Grail somehow heard Batman's private conversation. She took back what is hers. Steve Trevor is freed from the anti-life equation. The Mobius chair echoes a silent scream, causing Batman to feel its agony. Grail has chosen her new weapon. Darkseid! Dead no longer. But his mind is not his own. Grail has invoked an ancient Amazon ritual, slaughtering an enemy, then resurrecting them in a chosen host. She has fused the powers of the gods, the anti-life equation, and the son of the syndicate member. And a new Darkseid has arisen, possessed by the anti-life equation. Darkseid is forced to heed the will of his daughter. Grail's first order: incinerate them. The heroes now have a new target. They converge on Darkseid while avoiding his Omega Beam. Batman doesn't have the strength to go toe-to-toe with the Dark God, so he digs deeper into the Mobius chair for answers. But the deeper he digs, the more pain and agony he feels through every bone in his body. Green Lantern Hal Jordan can see his friend needs help. He removes his power source, the Green Lantern Ring, and places it onto Batman. That boost of willpower was what the Dark Knight needed to remove himself from the chair. But Grail has found a sheep that strayed too far away from its herd. The heroes are busy with Darkseid, and Grail's bloodlust needs to be satiated. Barda returns along with the Furies and the Generals of Apocalypse. They take the fight to the daughter of Darkseid, giving Jordan enough time to reach Batman. The Dark Knight lost his cosmic seat, but he still recalls the last bit of secrets from deep within the chair. The chair! They turn to see Owlman is the new master of the cosmic seat. He orders the grid to release Cyborg and download itself onto the chair.
It's time for Plan B.
In a flash of light, the last of the Syndicate vanishes. Cyborg reboots, and he will be ready to join the war. The agents of Apocalypse are in heated battle with Grail, while the League and the Corps are keeping Darkseid busy. Marina approaches Diana, lost and betrayed. She taught her daughter better than that. It's clear now that Grail is lost to the darkness. Grail is disappointed. She gave her mother what she asked for. Grail gave Marina a war that would end all wars. Diana separates the fight and it becomes a 2-on-1. Grail is good, but she is up against the Amazonian princess and its deadliest assassin. Grail gets subdued by the lasso while Batman shouts to Wonder Woman. Batman remembers what he learned when he dug deep into the chair. The anti-life equation has the power to control every living being in the universe, or it has the power to control Darkseid. The equation has to be separated from its host, and only Grail can do it. Marina once again held her daughter close. She can feel the darkness once again subsiding. But this has to end. A sacrifice is needed to end her daughter's rage. Open your eyes, Grail. Unleash your darkness. Let it flow through me. And know how much I truly love you. Grail's beam goes through her mother, striking Darkseid. The anti-life and his host separate. Once the ground stops rumbling and the Justice League regains their focus, Grail, Darkseid, and the anti-life equation vanishes. Trevor is human again, slave to no one. But Marina lies bleeding out from her wound. She muscles up a few final words that Diana does not know how to believe. The League thought that they lost Jessica, but it wasn't the human who was hit by the Black Racer. Volthoom was. As one is lost, another returns.
Jessica Cruz of Earth, you have the ability to overcome great fear. You have been chosen. Welcome to the Green Lantern Corps.
While the team rejoices in the return of one of their own, Big Barda takes the time to say goodbye to her husband. Barda didn't leave Mr. Miracle to lead that revolt on Apocalypse. No, she went back seeking help from the Furies. If they helped her defeat Grail and protect her husband, she would return with them. Rejoin the Furies back on Apocalypse. The war is over, but there is always a cost. Elsewhere in the universe, Grail failed, but her consolation prize is Darkseid, a child once more. As her mother raised her, she will raise this baby, and she will finally learn to love. This she swears. Apocalypse. Darkseid is gone and the revolution begins. Lex Luthor returns to take the seat of power, to be that great hero from Metropolis. A new armor was forged in the flames of Apocalypse. It is now ready, along with his new symbol. The Batcave. Green Lantern Hal Jordan checks up on his friend. Batman continues to brood as per usual. When asked about the Joker's identity, the Dark Knight says that the chair didn't give him a name. It said that there were 3. Elsewhere, Diana Prince and her teammate managed to come out victorious in this war, but she could not shake what Marina told her. She said that it happened the night that Diana was born. Marina saw it. She saw Diana's birth. Marina claims that there was another child born from Hippolyta's womb that night. Diana has a twin brother. This boy was the first to step foot onto Themyscira, the true chosen one. The war may be over, but Diana's journey has only begun. The Moon. Owlman has freed Metron, and in return, Metron taught the Syndicate member everything he knows about the chair. He further warns Owlman to be cautious, but the Syndicate leader discards the warnings. Owlman taps into the enormous resource of knowledge.
No! He's here! He's...
Owlman is gone. Metron is gone. The world will tremble in its wake. for rebirth is here. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Comic Island. My name is Joey and we got a ton of things to cover. Okay, so let's start with the crime syndicate. A few died during Forever Evil, so we only got a small handful left. Ultraman died to Mobius a few issues back. Superwoman died to Grail. Power Ring killed by the Black Racer, and at the end, Owlman is killed by an unknown entity. Oh yeah, Metron is dead too. Meh. Alright, let's examine the last scene. We know that the Grid downloaded itself into the chair. From my understanding, the Grid is a brand new character introduced in the New 52. Well, if this entity didn't kill the Grid, then theoretically, he has control over the Mobius chair. Can you imagine how future storylines could play out? The Grid could mold himself into a new cybernetic supervillain, or he could do what Volthoom did and find hosts to corrupt their mind. If the Grid is still alive, he would presumably have access to all of the knowledge stored in the chair. That's really cool. But what's cooler than that? Well, what about the entity that killed Owlman and Metron? The internet is buzzing with rebirth right now, so we are led to believe that it is Dr. Manhattan who killed these two. Now, I don't want to go into more details yet because we are going to cover DC Rebirth issue 1, and Arden did a great job giving his thoughts on DC Rebirth, so I recommend you checking out that video. The link will be in the description below. Okay, next subject. Wonder Woman apparently has a twin brother, and he was the first man who stepped foot onto Paradise Island. And he is the man from the prophecy who could bring great peace or sink the world into darkness. At this point, there are so many things taking place in DC right now, and I feel like this subject warrants more discussion. I never read a Wonder Woman comic before, but I gotta check out her journey to finding her brother. Is he evil? Is he good? Is he still on Paradise Island? Was he abandoned and thrown into the real world? Whatever it is, we know Grail will be hunting down Diana's twin brother. Oh, by the way, the brother's name is Jason, and Miriam also said that there were tons of lies and events hidden from Diana. There's a lot she doesn't know about her home. So for you Wonder Woman fans out there, make sure you pick up the new Wonder Woman comic books. This will get really good. Okay, so let's move on to the discussion about Grail. This is so bizarre how she basically killed her father, took the anti-life, and then recreated him into Superwoman's baby. But how they executed that was really cool. We find out that Superwoman's baby actually does belong to Shazam, the Alexander Luthor from Earth 3. She was telling the truth at the end. But the anti-life plus the baby turns into Darkseid? That doesn't really compute with me, but whatever. We now got Grail playing the evil mother role, raising her father, who is just a baby. God damn, I can't even explain this to my friends. This is just so weird. Moving on. Big Barda came back and was awesome, but it seems like her relationship with Mr. Miracle is on hold since she has to rejoin the Furies and the Agents of Apocalypse. But that now sparks the question, who is the ruler of Apocalypse? I assume with Darkseid gone, there will be his generals who would take control of his world. His son Caliban comes to mind, but then we see Luthor returning to Apocalypse as its new ruler. He has a brand new suit with Superman's logo on it, and he now has access to Mother Box technology. This is a huge setup for Luthor's new role in Rebirth, and I really love the new look. But is he still considered a member of the Justice League? Okay, so next up, we got another setup. Jessica Cruz overcame great fear and is now a member of the Green Lantern Corps. But the thing is, Sector 2814, aka Earth, already has a protector, Simon Baz. As far as I know, he is still the protector, and there can only be one Green Lantern per sector. I guess the Central Power Battery finally figured it out. Earth needs a small army to itself just to keep its peace. So this will set up a new Green Lantern series where we see Jessica and Simon partnering up to save Earth. Or the cosmos? It's not too clear yet, but we do know that Jessica doesn't like the fact that Simon Baz uses a gun. Okay, finally, we get to talk about the Joker's identity. This one is huge because it raises the question, does the Joker really need to have an identity? The line is drawn down the middle in this. You either love the fact that the Joker is finally getting an identity, or you hate it. What makes it even more convoluted is the fact that there are supposedly 3 Jokers. The Joker, to me, is one of those epic villains that doesn't need a backstory. He is perfect the way he is, but I'm going to keep my mind open because, well, we all thought that Heath Ledger would fail it as a crime prince of darkness, but he nailed it. Oh, and guys, DC Rebirth issue 1 will shed a huge light on the 3 Joker reveal, and I can't wait to cover it. But that's all the time we got right here on Comic Island, so I want to give you my final thoughts on this issue. I loved it. The beginning, the middle, the end was just superb. Sure, there's always going to be plot holes and things that aren't right, but you know what? Jeff Johns should be holding his head up real high because this was just a fun roller coaster ride. And the art by Jason Fabok is just plain beautiful. But now I want to hear what you think. Did you enjoy this issue? Did you enjoy the whole entire Darkseid war as a whole? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time in the DC Rebirth issue 1.